Well, hello everyone. This is amazing. I have almost a full room of people at 9 a.m. on a Friday, so the first applause is for you. And so the second applause could be like yet another AI talk. Oh my God, like AI is everywhere, right? So before I start, just to clarify a couple of things. So I'm Nerea Luis, as Marina was saying. I've been involved in AI for the last 10 to 11 years. So it's been really a pleasure to, to live in first person this outreach of AI, that AI is everywhere. I started in research, I did my PhD, then I switched to company, to the world of business. And I've been there since 2018, more or less, where everything was starting, in the companies, all these machine learning teams and stuff. So I have this vision of research plus business world, and I hope that I can give you a glimpse of what is going on around AI. So I have structured the talk into 3 parts. So it's the boom of generative AI. I think we all agree on that, but I think we have to talk about the reality. So why is this the topic, right? Like the trending topic for the last few years. Then we have a lot of promises mostly from companies, from startups, from big tech companies about how AI is going to change our lives and everything. But also what I have seen when I talk to companies, when I talk to people that are facing all this AI adoption, is some awkward situations where we don't feel maybe that confident when working with AI, or when some situations have arisen when AI has started to be adopted at the company. So we are going to talk a lot about all these topics, but let's start with the reality. So first of all, we come from a situation that was not common at all. So if you take a look at this, ChatGPT, which of course you all know as of today, it was launched on November 2022, so barely 2.5 years ago, more or less, almost 3 years ago, which is nothing if we compare, the length and duration of other technologies before. So this was the first time that AI, at the core of a product, was able to pick this number of million users in a short period of time. So never before this had happened, okay? So for me, this is one of the first highlights of what is going on as of today. But if we take a look at the interest over time on AI, this is from Google Trends, okay? So we already saw that something was changing. I remember when I was finishing my PhD, around 2017, there was this work coming, and it went very viral, but only on the AI communities, because it was the first time that a complex AI was able to beat the Go master, the play Go. I believe that most of you know about the game. It's a board game, but it's way more complicated than chess. So we weren't able to beat a human player with AI, but we did that in 2017, okay? So since that, we all saw that something was starting to change, in the sense of we now have more complex structure, we have more complex algorithms, but also we started to understand even better what was happening in the AI from the point of view of the data, from the point of view of the algorithm, okay? So there were some ingredients that started there, but if we take a look at what happened in the upcoming years here, what we saw is that if we mix AI, so the power of algorithms, right, with the cloud computing, so that every company in the world was adopting the cloud at that moment, we have the best mix of all. So what we achieved is that now we have AI and we can hire some small computation into machines that are somewhere in the cloud so that I can really decrease the cost of training an algorithm. So this was something that changed the way we see AI. But still, we needed something else in order to AI, to reach the general world, not just the technician world, but also the general, the public world, right? And that happened when generative AI came into the place, okay? So generative AI, we saw it at the beginning as a way to generate more data for our algorithms. That was the origin of that. That's why we talk about generative AI, okay, as a generation of new data, synthetic data. But if we see the DALL-E and the ChatGPT proposals when they came in, it was not just generation of data. It was to create a value proposition. It was to create a new business around AI. But what really changed AI in the sense of that everyone was using it was the language. If we think now of the first interaction that you had, probably with ChatGPT or Copilot or Gemini, any of these products, one of the things that will catch your attention is now I can use language and AI understands what I'm saying, okay? So this is really what really changed the AI world, right? And the perception of AI to be able to change a little bit our daily lives. But just to summarize this slide, because I know that a lot of people have just getting into the room. So basically, what I don't want you to think is that AI happened 3 years ago. So AI, it's a brand new field, it's true. It's not as math or as computer science. It's quite new if you compare to those. But the real AI, the present AI started more or less in the 2017, okay? And then we have the multimodality. So multimodality is some of the new features that have come these last 2 years, to help us even understand more the context of our daily lives. If we think of AI as an algorithm where we train our data, the way we train our data was mostly based on one kind of data, either tabular, either images, pictures, either videos, something like that, okay? But now we have the ability through these products to just mix all of these things. So we can mix tabular data with documents, we can mix audio with images, and that means that if we put now the company hat, we can understand even better how an organization works, because there are a lot of different kinds of data in an organization, okay? So this is really relevant, and now we can do it really quickly, mostly transparent to the end users that are using this kind of applications, okay, these ChatGPTs. So the result is that we have a lot of AI products, okay? I don't know, I'm just going to do a quick survey, but I'm pretty sure that at least how many of you have worked with one of these tools? Okay. How many of you are paying for one of these tools at least? Okay, half of the room, it's okay. So usually what happens is that in the last 2 years, we have all seen like this dissemination of AI products, and it's like probably you have feel like I cannot even catch with the announcements of AI, okay? Most of them here in the slide are the same, okay? They have the differences, but there are small differences between them, okay? Most of them generate text, are able to analyze code, are able to analyze images, most of them, okay? But this can even grow more, as I was saying. It's really hard to catch up with the announcements of AI from companies and so on. So one of the lessons that I want you to teach today is that go beyond the tools. So we're at this present moment, we have a lot of different options. We have tools that are starting to be specialized in some niche, maybe audio, maybe video, maybe audiovisual if we want to mix audio and video. But we don't want to be, we don't want to miss the advancements, because we were looking at one tool. So what we don't know as of today is how long these tools will be on the market, okay? We know that we have some principal leaders, but we don't know which will be, the life of these tools in the market. So don't miss the change because you were just obsessed with learning this tool or this other tool. Most of the way we use these tools are quite general, so that we can, focus more on the habit, focus more on the way we talk to AI, rather than I became an expert on using Gemini, Copilot, ChatGPT, and so on. So when we understand that, we are starting to see in the promises, okay? And this is something that when we look at how AI has changed in these last 3 years, we see quite few advancements. The first one probably is on images and video, okay? Because it's more visual, it's more easy to see. The way we have changed from creating an image of an avocado with a sofa shape, which was like the first image that DALL-E was, publicly doing worldwide. Then we see these ones, which was an algorithm trained with photos of me, okay? You can really see the difference. You can really see the details. You can really see the textures, the expressions, and this is the first time that we have, these kind of algorithms that are learning, probably in some cases even faster than us, okay? So one of the things that I want you to understand is that this probably will be the worst AI that you will see as from today in the future, okay? This will get better. We don't know how much better, but it will get better, okay? Then we have the advancements on video. If we think on how this plane, I'm going to put it again, because, okay. There was some sound, but for some reason, it's sounding on my computer. Anyways, so if we see how this video was generated, this is fully AI generated, okay? If we see how the bee is flying around, okay? If you talk to any audiovisual team, how can I do this? It will take probably a few weeks, okay, to do this same thing. I'm going to play it again. But there is also sound. So we now have these tools. BO3, this was done with BO3 from Google, where we mix video plus sound at the same time. We are able to generate that purely using AI, okay? Which this means that if now we are able to do 8-second videos, and we are able to give some references, probably from pictures, I want this, I want that this action will be performed, and so on. Probably in a few years, I don't know, maybe 5 years, 10 years, I don't know, but probably we will have this new way of audiovisual, I don't know, themes where everything is done with the help of AI. Okay? There are some other examples where you can see even better the physics. So last year, for instance, it was very, very difficult to create a video like this one, where you have this car moving through the streets, turning around, doing it fast, okay, without compromising all the details that appear here on the sides of the street, okay? So what we have achieved, especially this last year with AI, is that we pay attention to details. We are giving the AI more help to compute, maybe for a longer time, but in exchange, we will obtain better outputs. Better outputs, if it's video, it will be better video, better details, more precision, okay? But if it's documents, we will get longer documents with more precision, with less hallucinations, okay? So this is purely what has happened in the last year on AI, so from 2024 to as of today, okay? Another thing that has happened is that we have changed a little bit the way we work on digital products. So basically, if we think of AI, of generative AI, as of ChatGPT, we type something and the machine responds immediately, right? And that's it. But what we are starting to see is that AI is capable of doing more than that. It's not able not only to reply, it's able to give you some examples. For example, if you take this example on the 3D, okay, on the 3D bulk, what you will see here is that from an image, it has created this shape, okay, and these textures. I can export that. I can export that as a file that will be compatible if you use Blender, if you use Unity, if you use any engine that supports 3D. And that means that AI starts to be useful if I can combine, if I can export from one tool and import that into the other, okay? I'm starting to create this process, right? Where I start with one tool and I end into some others. And this is important because this will change how we build digital products, how we work on digital products. Also, this will have some social impact. So the good part is that if we take a look at the latest advancements regarding social impact, we see that now we are able to somehow understand better if we combine meteorological data with the data that we can predict with AI in terms of how overflown are the rivers from all over the world, we can have some kind of like a twin, like this digital twin, right? That will tell us, okay, if there is like some emergency, if some emergency happens, how can I, train my people and so on. So we will get even more precision, even more data on the upcoming years, and this is also good. We will also apply AI in places where we want to decrease the dangers of the acts of people. So if we think on maintainers, if we think on people that are on the industry, okay, there are people that have to climb all these, electrical posts in order to see if something was broken or not, okay? If we combine AI with what drones can do as of today, we can also simplify a lot their work. We can also decrease a lot the dangerous level of these kinds of jobs. And we are seeing this also in mines, okay, in excavations. The closer we are on the physical world of doing, these kind of excavations, this kind of maintenance and so on, these are places where we can also think of AI as a game changer, okay? Not only in the way we use ChatGPT. But also, what I find when I talk to companies, when I talk to people, is that sometimes we forget, right, about that there are different people all over the world, also people with disabilities. And one of the good things that AI, especially generative AI, comes with that is that we can combine, as I was saying, video with sound with text. And that means that for a person like this one that you have here, you can type on the video on YouTube, and it's really, really good video to see this project that is called Be My Eyes. That what he will use is the ChatGPT video and sound version, the voice version. So you enable the voice, and you enable the camera video here, and you can see what is happening, and you can talk to the model, okay, in real time. So what he's doing is that he's using his own device, his phone, in order to understand what's going on around a city where he is a tourist, okay? And AI can help him, okay, to understand if the day is, I don't know, sunny, if there is rain, if there is like some landmark, and how, to describe the landmark, how it is. But also, the AI can help him in order to call a taxi, okay? The AI can know where a taxi is coming. And this is really useful for him, okay? So if we apply this kind of intention to the web, we will be able to make the web more readable, more easily accessible for a lot of people, okay? Because AI can now understand not only what is on the images, not only what is on your code, but also the intention, the action, what you want to show in a video, okay? So, you know, as developers, as engineers, that most of us are here in the room, I think that we have to catch this message and to bring it to our teams. We have the best tool in order to, you know, catch up without our lags from the point of view of accessibility. And the good thing from the research perspective is that it's the first time that AI as itself has won 2 different Nobel Prizes. So this never happened before. We don't have a computer science Nobel Prize, not even technology Nobel Prize, okay? So there were 2 that were won on physics and chemistry. Physics is about the neural networks, which is like the most famous algorithm on AI. But if you take a look at this one, this work here is from 2020, so it's very, very recent, okay? The person in the center is the one that designed the AlphaGo algorithm that I was talking at the beginning of the talk on the 2017, okay? Then they apply all this knowledge into biochemistry. So let's try to better understand the proteins in our body, okay? Let's try to understand the genetic code. So basically what we have right now is the best algorithm of all, which is AlphaFold. And since 2020 until now, so 5 years later, it has helped a lot to evolve a lot of research that was practically stopped in the sense that we couldn't do more with the statistical models, okay? So AI here in the biochemistry field is also a game changer in the past few years. You can take a look at it. So now let's get into the AI at work, which is, I think, is the most interesting part of the talk. As I was saying, there are like these glimpses of AI is going to change everything. AI is going to change the way we work. I don't know, we will see super intelligence or we won't see it. It depends. But there is a lot of conversation on that. So usually when I go to companies, when I talk to different people, and they ask me, of course, like, well, Nerea, what do you think? What is going to change, I don't know, in the 10 years in advance? Usually my answer is, I don't really know. Like, if you ask any AI expert, it's really hard to depict what is going to happen in the 10-year window, okay? So we are going to stretch it a little bit to a 5-year window. And what I'm going to tell you is things that I clearly see that are starting to change from today into a 5-year window period, okay? So how we search information, I think, is one of the earliest things that are going to change. If we take a look at these questions here. What did the report say about company XYZ trends back in 25? I don't know. Who was involved in the whatever proposal 5 years ago? Which regulations apply to me? So these kind of questions are every day asked in different companies, in different organizations. You can adapt it to your own ecosystem, okay? But these are hard. These all are hard to solve. Either you end up asking a few people in the company, either someone will recommend to talk to another workmate, or you need to dive in a lot into your SharePoint, Drive, whatever file system you have. Or you can, you know, sometimes you have to even Google it, okay? So one of the things that have started to change is the way we mix, as I was saying, information. If we combine the potential of generative AI with the potential of search, with the potential of the retrieval, search and retrieval information, you can take a look at this tool, for instance. It's called NotebookLM. Probably most of you know the tool, but I know that there is a lot of people that still don't know the tool. So this was launched by Google purely a year ago, okay, NotebookLM. And this is a safe space in order to upload information, in order to ask questions to the PDFs, to your YouTube videos, to your slides, whatever you want. So this is a way to show you how search is going to change. If we upload here all these kinds of information, and I have a place where I can ask in my natural language these kind of questions, and I obtain really quickly some of the answers as of paragraphs, okay, text paragraphs, where I have references, direct references that I can click on and to retrieve the original document where the paragraph was taken. This becomes really, really useful and game changer, okay? So what we are going to see with AI is that the moment it became really, really useful in companies is when we are able to do this traceability. So it's not just to ask the PDF what is going on. It's to ask the PDF and the AI to retrieve from which part of the document has found this information. Because if we don't have that traceability, we are not able to catch up with different sectors, such as lawyers, such as medics, okay, health. In most of companies, in most of jobs, we need to know where the source was taken, and we need to verify that, okay? So the moment we have this solved, this is the moment where the search is starting to change. Another thing, if you don't know about this latest feature, this was announced in between December 2024 into the first 3 months in 2025, depending on the company, okay? But there is these deep research features where you can ask directly the AI, your preferred tool. You have it in all of the tools, so Perplexity, ChatGPT, Copilot, Gemini, all of them has this deep research feature as of today. So basically what we do here is what I previously talked about. So we let the machine to compute for a little bit longer. We tell the machine something a little bit complex to find on the internet, probably a question about how this trend is working on some sector, or how some state-of-the-art thing can be summarized, with a few papers. So the aim is to obtain a report as a result, okay? A 20-page report, for instance. So it's it's long. So the answer is long, and it's not easy to be composed, okay, of information. So what we are able to do now is that we search on the internet faster, we filter the information faster as well, and then we have, these tools that I was mentioning in order to even filter more information and to ask specific questions. Then we have the trend of the vibe coding, okay? I don't know who chooses that name, but I hate it. This is personal. But basically, we vibe code a lot. There are like these, either you like it or you hate it, right? But my message here is we need to stop polarizing this conversation on the AI coders or tools or IDs, okay? So basically, I think that it's good that we have some AI helping us in how to code. But my message here is that independently on how these tools evolve, we don't see, we don't know for sure if they are going to be the key on the development teams. But what we are seeing is that they are changing how the people that have no coding abilities are starting to be attracted on how to code, okay? And that means that if someone is using, for instance, Lovavolt or Volt, okay, which are two potential tools for this, what we are able to see is that people that maybe have some small business are able to announce him better on the internet, are probably better on building a professional website in a shorter period of time, okay? So I think that we all have to look at this evolution from that point of view, not from the point of view that if this is the best way to code and to do specific lines of code, okay? This is changing. People are starting to know how to code, okay? And this is the reality. So one of the things that we have seen is that if we take these little advancements and we put them together in our dev environments, we now have these developer agents, right? If we think of GitHub or GitLab, we are able probably to have some AI where we can assign maybe some tasks, maybe some issues that are on the repository, so that the AI can solve it and can just to push to some branch where I can, review the code and see if it's good enough, and if it's good enough, just merge it, okay, on the main branch. And this is something that sounds really futuristic, but this is something that already Microsoft announced a few months ago, okay? So when someone is starting the debate on the vibe coding or not vibe coding, just take a look at this as well. So this is going to change. If we think on how many hours does it take for a product to be developed, for a project to be developed, or for a feature to be developed on a project, this will dramatically decrease, probably with AI in the upcoming years. And whoever not understands that, I think it's like, to not being, how can I say it, like, to not be clear about what the future is coming. I'm not talking about if these apps are better or worse than actual developers. I'm talking about a change, about the way we work is going to change. If we take a look on this usual, setup for any project, any development project, we have the project managers, the UX designers, the backend devs, and the front-end devs, more or less, okay? Then you can have variations on that. We have work mostly on like little parcels, islands, okay? But as of today, what we will be able to do is that the project manager is going to be able to summarize even better the requirements. Is going to be able to trace even better the requirements of what was said on the meetings, of what the client wants. It's going to be even able to even prototype some of the ideas and to talk faster with the developers, okay? I think there is some issue with the projector. If we take the UX designer, the UX designer was not just designing the different windows, okay? The UX designer is now able to put animations of that. Is going to be able to even code some of these, frames in order to show the team what I want you to see, okay? There's some issue here, right? Yeah, I don't know why. You think we can fix it? We have to fix it. Sorry, the AI is not, enough good to fix it by itself. Okay, I think it's working now. Good. Great. Human collaboration. So what I was saying, if you think from the UX point of view, so there's no reason for UX to just do the window design, okay? They can now prototype, as I was saying, animations. They can show how the flow should go on the app. And if we take a look at the front end and the back end devs, probably they will understand each other faster than today, as it happens in some projects, okay? So AI is going to accelerate the pace of work of all these teammates, okay, together. And we need to think on that, how we are going to adopt these changes in order to be, to put these values that we have as humans into this new era of AI plus human collaborations from the point of view of the developers, okay? So in a 5-year window, what is going to happen? As I was saying, I don't know for sure, 100% sure, but if I summarize more or less what I have talked to all these companies that I help, probably I can summarize these 5 points. So how we search, I have explained that. How we analyze information, it's regarding the traceability that we are going to have. The way to do graphics, the way to do reports is going to be accelerated as well. The way we consume services, I'm going to talk a little bit about this now, but it's related to how we search on the internet, find for products and buy products. This is going to change as well. The way we communicate, I think we can take the examples of the previous developer team that I've shown you. So if we think on how we manage our day-to-day, how we, have these dailies, have these project development meetings and so on, I think AI is going to help a lot in order for the people to have the same image, the same product features in their heads or project features. And the way we developed, as I was saying, is going to change as well. Not from the point of view or, who is doing the coding, but how we are, incorporating all these tools and abilities to code faster. So one of the websites that I can recommend to look on what is going on, it's AI. Someone created this website, like aiceoletters.com, where they are, putting here all the links from companies that are declaring themselves AI first. So this is like a new trend now, especially from the United States companies, where the CEO claims, has this, message to all the companies saying, we are doing, from today as in the future, we are becoming AI first, and that means that some things are going to change. So most of the CEOs that have put these letters, they have been filtered, okay, for the worldwide to see, and they have been commentated, okay? They have created a debate, whether they are not, prioritizing human providers, they are preferring to hire AI to do some things, hire AI, okay? And I think it's good from your point of view that you read this, letters, and that you find what was happening around on the social media. Because probably this will be a situation that, I don't know, maybe in a few years, but probably you will face it as well in your own companies. I think that at some point, all these ways of communicate how we are using AI are going to be, more common as of today, which is like just a couple of companies, okay? And we can learn from the mistakes. There were mistakes here, but we can learn from them so that, and we can anticipate as well as workers to learn from this so that, okay, I think AI is going this way. Okay, so, I'm training to be better on that. Another thing that AI companies are starting to adopt really, really easy, but adopting, is the integrations. So I don't know, probably you all have heard about the MCPs, so the Model Context Protocol. This is like the APIs of the AI, okay? So the way we connect the ChatGPT, Copilot, and so on to different services that we use online. If we use just ChatGPT, just Copilot, we have, like this ceiling where we cannot go further. Okay, we have the internet information, but we don't have the company information on ChatGPT or on Copilot. The more we integrate, the more sources we integrate, the further we go in how we can search for information, okay? But if we are able to integrate with different tools like GitHub, Slack, and some others, we will be able as well to action some of the features from these tools. So it's not the same as creating a message for me or an email for me and just, create like some draft, maybe create some calendar because I want to, have this meeting. So if we enable AI to do these kind of actions as well, probably we can, be a little bit farther in the way we work with AI. But we will lose the accountability, right? Because we are not performing that action. AI is performing that action for us, okay? So we need to find which is the best way to approach the MCPs. Also, what is happening with the MCPs for the companies that have started to work on this is that some MCPs are not official. So they can also create these leaks or breach of information because you are creating like this connection, direct connection to your data. So just this is to disclaimer, keep in mind that this is still a work in progress. So if you want to work on the latest AI, so with MCPs, with agents, and so on, just also take a look at this list, at this OWASP list, where you have the common vulnerabilities that you can find on LLMs, on MCPs, and so on, because this will be one of the key issues to face as developers, as technicians in the short future, okay? The moment we adopt AI from this technical point of view with integrations and so on, we will be facing also a governance issue on where the data was going, who was authorizing this connection, and these kind of things, okay? Another recommendation regarding this and regarding on how CEOs are adopting AI, I think Google did a great keynote on the last May. You can find it online, but I can just have a glimpse on 2 moments where Sundar was just saying, okay, I want to send an email. So as I will do it today is, okay, just open the Gmail, okay, type the email that I want to send, and click send, okay? Here what he shows is that his Gmail is corporate. So most of the conversations are from different businesses regarding Google, okay? So imagine that I have an AI that is, enabled every time that I say, hey, I want to, for me to review my inbox and to find which are the most important emails and so on, to create like some drafts, okay, of those emails. If my inbox is mostly corporate, the AI should learn how to talk to these people, okay? But I'm using professional tone, so probably most of the conversations are, redacted, written in the same way. But in here, a friend of him writes an email and says like, okay, I want to invite you to a Saturday hike, whatever, so that the AI is able to find whether he had conversations with this person in an informal way, in a friendly way, and is able to redact, to write an email in that specific tone, and also to have, all these references from previous emails so that it has the right context. This is the leap that we are, the jump that we are facing now with AI agents, okay? So we had this limit where the AI had limited content, but if we are able to give the AI all our conversations regarding, of course, privacy issues, okay, but let's assume that we give him all conversations, we will be able to perform even better. So basically what all these people is expecting to have is, of course, new businesses to develop. Another thing is the way we shop, the way we find products on the internet. So basically what happens is that we now go to Google or to our favorite webpage and we look for products and we buy them, okay? But probably with agents, what we will be able to do is to find products from different stores at the same time that look alike, because AI can understand images, can understand text, and also can understand alerts. So probably I will be able to set up an alert saying, okay, whenever this product ranges this price, send it to me an alert or send me an email so that either myself I can buy it, or either the AI can buy it when it ranges a price, okay? So probably this will change for e-commerce, and especially, of course, the SEO, right? The way we find ourselves on the internet is also going to change. If you want to take a look at this deeper, just yesterday, OpenAI announced something that refers to these things that I'm talking about. So they are also publishing all these integrations and the way we work on the internet. So probably you want to take a look at the live stream that they did yesterday, okay? Another thing that I can recommend you about, as I'm running out of time, is to revise or review this tool. I don't know if you have heard of it, but it's called Manus AI. So the idea of the agent being able to access different sources, different files, if we just take the internet, let's forget about the internal sources, okay? we can do a lot on the internet. We can scrape information. We can click on things, okay? So as of today, because regarding the freemium applications that are out there, I think Manus is a good example for you to understand what is going on in a first person, okay? On how the agents are working on the internet. So basically what this example does is that it searches on the EuroPython website and finds different talks from today, from Friday, that are related with AI, can summarize it, can, have this document to have to just read it through. So this is quite useful if you want to understand how these tools are being developed, okay? And just a few references from the retail world, which are more visuals. We have started to see companies as well putting out there in the retail stores the AI, fully generated AI models, okay? So basically we have different examples. This is from Mango, for instance. This is from Desigual, which they are even switching the way they build the clothes, okay? So they have these little capsules where they are just putting fully generated images on how they like, of course, the clothes that the models are wearing. They have designed those with their team. And if people find interest about it, they can build it for you, okay? So this can be also a new business out there to just explore it. But some of the companies are starting to do their first trials on this, okay? Also on the Instagram, you can find already AI-generated images. And for the last resources that I want to share, I think that you all have to take a look on the Heijen Labs. I think this is a really good example on maybe in the future we have some AI avatars, I don't know. I think this is one of the biggest changes in the way we understand technology, the way we communicate with technology, because this is just communicating with AI avatars. But probably you want to take a look as well. I think this company, it's also like, trying to open new businesses, different businesses around this kind of technology. We will see what will happen. But in marketing, for instance, they are getting in their way, okay? You also have different references even in the TV. They have all these announcements where you can find how these companies used AI to translate their own advertisements to different languages, and they have done all of this with AI, okay? So in order to close, so that the organizers don't kill me, just two things, okay? So what should we do as dev tech developers, okay? So train your skills. I think this is quite obvious to say, but I think it's really, really useful to do it beyond AI tools, okay? Understand the cost impact of your work. Don't be obsessed on should I use this or should I don't use this. Understand how the cost of your work is going to change, okay? Also, the software engineering skills in the sense of how an architecture works, how databases are catching information and so on, these are going to be quite useful for you as a developer as well, architects and so on. These kind of people are going to be very useful on the AI adoption, okay, process. And also, the cost of coding will drop. And I think the sooner we understand that, the sooner will be better for us to just, put a little bit on AI and to try to understand how our sector is going to change, okay? And short conclusion for what is going on with the companies. So all these AI first or AI shift left, which means that the sooner you start with AI, the sooner you finish hopefully your process. So the simple tasks are going to be done by AI, okay? From the point of view of costs, this is quite obvious to say. But simple tasks are going to be done by AI. Time-consuming tasks, okay, will become the new simple tasks. And some of them probably will be human-AI collaboration. But the key point in most organizations is to find which are the complex tasks, because those are the ones that if we are able to collaborate with AI, probably we are able to solve it in a way better way than as of today, okay? And finally, the impossible tasks, they will be the new complex tasks. That also means that for companies, new business can be grown as of AI, as of the use of AI, okay? So we all have to analyze this very, very, deep in our ecosystems, in our organizations, and probably we can extract some knowledge from this. Finally, to recommend, there are 2 reports here regarding what is going on with AI. I like these 2 especially, but just remember, voice and agents are the new trends on AI in 2025, 2025, yes, 26. And thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you to the organization, and have a great last day on EuroPython. Thank you.